On 27 July, our Prime Minister visited the famous Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple in Tamil Nadu and celebrated the Adi Tiruvadhirai festival. Hello and welcome to Drishti IAS. My name is Saloni Nantyolier, and in this video, we will understand the political and cultural implications of his visit. So let us start with the highlights of the visit. The Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple is an ancient Shiv temple in Tamil Nadu, and this is also a famous UNESCO World Heritage Site. Which means historically and culturally, this is a very important temple. Our Prime Minister went there and he offered his prayers. He also released a commemorative coin in the honor of Emperor Rajendra Chol I, who constructed this city and the temple. He celebrated the Adi Tiruvadhirai festival and also announced plans to build grand statues of two most important Chol rulers who were Raj Chol and Rajendra Chol I in Tamil Nadu. Then he described the Chol rulers as a symbol of India's identity and pride. This is what our Prime Minister did during his visit. But why is this important from an examination point of view? Because this is about the Chol Empire. And Chol Empire was one of the most important dynasties of southern India. And time and again, UPSC has been asking questions on this in various formats. In fact, in 2025 itself, we saw a question in prelims. Then in 2020 also there was a question in prelims. So Chol Empire becomes very important. The art, architecture, the culture of this empire becomes very important. That is why this visit is important from an examination point of view also. Now let us understand the significance of this Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple. So this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but not just this temple. There is actually a group of 3 temples which together are known as the Great Living Chol temples. Great Living Chol temples, it's a combination, it's a group of 3 temples. And what do we mean by living temples? Living temple means that even though these are ancient temples, they are still functional, which means puja is being offered, rituals are performed, everything happens. So they are not obsolete, they are still functioning. This means they are living temples, and there are 3 temples. The first one is the Brihadishwar temple in Thanjavur. The second is Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple in Ariyalur. This is where our Prime Minister went. And the third temple is Airavateshwar temple in Darasuram. These 3 temples combined form the Great Living Chola temples, and these are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So the first temple was built by Raj Chol. Raj Chol in 1010 CE. First temple in Thanjavur. The second temple was built by Rajendra Chol I in 1030 CE. And the third temple was built by Rajendra Chol II in 1166 CE. All these 3 temples are very important for us, but in this video we will focus on the Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple. Which was built in 1030 CE by Rajendra Chol I. Now this is different from the first temple, the predecessor temple, which is the Brihadishwar temple. So Raj Chola was the father of Rajendra Chol I. He built the Brihadishwar temple in Thanjavur. If you see, this has a very vertical viman. It's very vertical in its structure, versus this is more intricate. It is more intricate, it has graceful curves, and it has refined aesthetics. So he wanted to refine his father's architecture. He wanted to upskill and even surpass the architecture, and that is what he did with the Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple. It is in contrast with the stark verticality of the Thanjavur temple. Now, if we look at the historical background of Rajendra Chol, first of all, we should revise the Chol Empire, and then we'll be able to understand what Rajendra Chol did here. So, Chol Empire, these are the imperial Chols we are talking about, or the medieval Chols. It was founded by Vijayalaya. The king's name was Vijayalaya. So Chols earlier were the feudatories of Pallavs, and then Vijayalaya came into picture and he founded the Chol Empire with capital at Thanjavur. There are some other important kings also here, like the Raj Chol. Raj Chol, who was famous for his naval expeditions. And an important thing that he did was that he conquered Maldives. He sent naval expeditions to Sri Lanka, to western coast, and even Maldives, and he conquered Maldives. Then his son Rajendra Chol I was again very important. He also sent naval expeditions and he conquered Sri Lanka. So Chol Empire was very strong in its naval expeditions and the military expeditions, and they conquered a lot of neighboring countries. He also sent expeditions to Sumatra, Java, Indonesia. So he sent expeditions everywhere across Southeast Asia, and he was victorious at a lot of places. And if we look at some other things here, administration wise, we know that it was a decentralized administration. They had divided their kingdom into mandals. We had Valnadus, Nadu, and then a group of villages. So it was a very decentralized administration, and that is one of the significant properties of the Chol Empire. This is about administration. What else? If you see religion, they followed Shiva. They were Shaivites, and they worshipped Shiva in the ling format also, and in the human format like the Nataraj. So Nataraj idols are also found, lost wax statues are found, and the lingas are also found. So religion wise, they were Shaivites. Society. If we look at the society, there were a lot of things that were in practice, like the caste system. The oppressive caste system was in practice. Sati was in practice. In fact, there was another important thing that came up, which was the Devdasi practice. These things were prevalent in the society. But literature and architecture, they were flourishing. Literature, we see some important literary works like the Kambam Ramayana. Kambam Ramayana or the Tamil Ramayana was formed during this period. Literature was flourishing. Architecture, we already saw the Dravidian architecture, the temples were there, they were all flourishing. So these things were happening in the Chol Empire. As a part of your self-study, please go back and revise the Chol Empire in detail. For now, we can see that Rajendra Chol, he led a northern campaign to Ganga river. So Gangai Konda Cholapuram was actually to commemorate the victory that he made to northern India. So he went up to Ganga and he defeated a Pal king who was Mahipal I of Bengal. He defeated him, and in order to commemorate his victory, he constructed a city which he called Gangai Konda Cholapuram, and this is where the temple is also established. He also built Chol Gangam. So Chol Gangam is also something interesting. So he first built a city which is Gangai Konda Cholapuram, and then he built a water tank. So symbolically, he got water from Ganga river and he filled that water in this water tank. So it was symbolic structure. It was a liquid pillar of victory, which was known as Chol Gangam. So what did he do? He built this city and he also built Chol Gangam to commemorate his victory. And he led naval expeditions to Southeast Asia. This is something that we already discussed. Now, if we talk about the festival here, the festival that our Prime Minister celebrated, Adi Tiruvadhirai festival. This is also celebrated to commemorate his victory, Rajendra Chol's victory, the naval expeditions and the military expeditions that he led. So it is made up of two words here. This is the Tamil month in which this is celebrated, and Tiruvadhirai is the nakshatra or the alignment of stars, and this is associated with Lord Shiva, because as I already mentioned, that these rulers were Shaivites in nature. So it's associated with Lord Shiva, and it is also believed to be the birth star of Rajendra Chol I. So during this time, there are a lot of rituals, a lot of traditional practices that are celebrated, like Thirukothu. Thirukothu is the street performances. Please pay special attention to the keywords here, because UPSC is in a habit of asking keywords. So Thirukothu means the street performances which reenacted military and naval exploits of Rajendra Chol I. And a statue of the emperor, which emperor? Rajendra Chol I, is dressed in silk robes as part of the celebration. So we celebrate the victories of Rajendra Chol I in this festival. But if we look at the implications, so the implications also have some political consequences here. Next year is the election year in Tamil Nadu, and this visit is also seen as commemorating the Dravidian architecture and the Dravidian culture. So Dravidian culture is very rich. In fact, during the time of 9th to 12th century, when we see the Chol Empire, because this was founded in 850 CE, when we see the Chol Empire, this was the time when northern India was fragmented, because a lot of invasions were happening on northern India, versus the southern India was unified at that time under the Chol Empire. So Chol Empire is a very significant, it has a very rich Dravidian culture, and this is what our Prime Minister celebrated. So it has both political consequences as well as cultural consequences. So that was all for today's video. I hope you could revise the Chol Empire and also what this visit entails. Now let us practice a question for prelims. With reference to the Chol Empire, consider the following statements. The Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple was built by Rajaraj Chol I after his victorious northern campaign. 2. The Adi Tiruvadhirai festival is associated with Lord Vishnu and celebrates the birth star of Rajendra Chol I. 3. Gangai Konda Cholapuram is a part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Great Living Chola Temples. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 3 only. If you have understood the video, you will be able to answer this question correctly. Please provide your answers in the comment section and we will meet in the next video. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.